have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Hi friends, if you clicked on this video, you are probably a female or a male who's about to destroy the comment section. But wait, let me explain. I'm not talking about the male gender as a whole, I'm talking about boys versus men. There is a huge difference between a boy, their mentality, their values, and a man and what they're looking for through life. There is such thing as a 15-year-old man and a 20-year-old boy. I've met 30-year-olds who are still boys in the noggin. I've already filmed this video several times. Can't get it right. So without further ado, this is why boys suck. They make promises they can't keep. Now girls, I don't know about you, but it seems every boy I've ever dated seems to make me a promise and then go completely against the promise, even though their promises are pretty far-fetched and I know in my head that it's not true, but in my heart I'm like, oh, how sweet. Things like, I will love you forever. I will never tell you that I do not love you. I love you as a whole. You're perfect just the way you are. If a guy ever tells you that you're perfect just the way you are, you should probably run, because that boy doesn't know anything about the definition of perfect, because literally nobody is perfect. So don't say like, oh, Demi Lovato's perfect, and oh, Selena Gomez is perfect, and da 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 da. They are not perfect. They are idolized. There's a difference. And you know what? I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. I mean, nobody is perfect. This video is going off in a tangent. Anyway, they make you promises they can't keep. I had a boy literally say, I will never tell you I don't love you, and guess what he said about 4 months after saying that? I don't love you, this isn't working, let's break up. He actually said other things, but I'll get to that later on in the video. All they want to do is the do. I mean, aside from my first boyfriend who ended up being gay, yeah. I had one, it wasn't even really a boyfriend, it was kind of like somebody I started talking to who just wanted to get in my pants. I'm gonna kill myself if you don't do the do with me. And I was like, no. And guess what? He lived. Now sometimes it's not just that, it's like your body, like, oh, I love your curves, or I love your butt, or I love your boobs, or whatever. It's not you. They love your body and it sucks. Plus, if a guy ever says I love you, take a step back, especially if it's in like a month of knowing him, because he probably doesn't really understand the concept of love and how important love is and how big love is and all that. Like, it's not something you can just throw around and they will convince you that they love you and then break your heart. That's what boys do. Another tangent. Anyway, let's move on. They don't take breakups seriously. Now, this is so true, because I had a guy break up with me recently, and first of all, why are you breaking up with me over text? He was like, oh, I want to do it over Skype. And I was like, okay. But then it hurt, so I hung up. And then he continued the conversation over text. And he was using laughing emojis and LOL and ha ha ha, like, you're not who I thought you were, LOL, or I'm trying to explain why I don't love you, laughing emoji. Like, no, that is not how that works. That is not how that works. You do not do laughing emojis and LOL and ha ha and whatever after everything you say during a breakup. Breakups are pretty serious. I take them seriously. Most girls take them seriously. And another thing about breakups, name calling. A true boy, not a man, a true boy would call you names during the breakup and blame you for the entire breakup. Now, unless you're abusive, like both emotionally and mentally and physically or any of that, it's not entirely your fault someone's breaking up with you. I had a guy tell me I was manipulative because apparently when he says, how are you, Marie, he wants me to say, oh, I'm great. How are you? And then listen to all his problems. If I say, oh, I'm not that good and this is why, that's manipulating him into giving me attention. Boy, do you know how relationships work? You give the other person attention. That's kind of the entire point of having a relationship, is giving each other attention. I don't know, maybe I have a completely different view on how you're supposed to treat somebody you care about. I don't know, but like, I mean, if I had a boyfriend or a friend or just a stranger on the street that wasn't doing well and they seemed sad, I'd listen to them. I'd ask them what's wrong. I'd give them my advice, though it's probably sucky advice. Like you can tell from this video, I'm not good at talking. I mean, you probably can't tell because I edited this, but if you could see the full video, I'm bad at talking. What was I saying? Boys suck. Now nobody explains boys better than my best friend. Because again, I recently had a breakup. And this is what she said to me. First she said, girl, your butt is almost an adult. Find yourself a man, stop dating boys. But this is what she said about what a typical boy is like during a relationship. They don't want to put the work into a relationship. They're all in when we're listening to their problems and making them feel good about themselves. They just don't want to do it back. And they get freaked out by potential long-term commitment. Unfortunately, that's very common in boys. Amen. Boys don't really care. They're just like, oh, this is a girl who's gonna tell me that I'm great and that I'm handsome and that I have a great body or whatever. And I'm gonna repeat the same things back to her, but I don't really mean it. I just feel hurt because he told me all these great things about myself and he made me feel good about my body, and she's like, girl, all guys are gonna say that to you. Just eventually one guy's gonna mean it. Now this is no longer relationship boys, this is just boys in general. They drive around with the music blasting and the windows down. This annoys the crap out of me. I used to work at a fast food restaurant through the drive-thru, and I swear if you had your music blaring and I couldn't hear your order, I'm just not gonna give you anything. But there was this boy I was in a relationship with where I was embarrassed to be in the car with him because he would blast the music at max volume, and it wasn't even like, it was decent music, but it was like screamo, menace to society music. Emo music, and not the emo music like the like kind of pop punk type emo, no, like angry emo music. And I'm okay to say that because I listen to stereotypical emo music, as this guy once told me. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, don't do that. If you want to be a man, listen to it at a normal volume, like really. And finally, though I'm probably missing a lot of points, they don't care about school at all. You're telling me that you get an education, you get the ability to learn, you get something that a ton of people in the world today don't get. It's a privilege to get an education, and you're ungrateful for it? Really? I met a guy who was like, oh, I'll just go to community college. I'm not trying to get into a good university. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna get into a good college if you don't develop the skills to succeed in high school. So even if you go to community college, you're not gonna be able to go to a 4-year university and get your bachelor's or your master's or your doctorate or whatever you're going for, because you're not gonna do well in community college, and that's not my fault. And I'm not gonna support you. I don't know, it's just a turnoff for me. Like, I don't wanna be the girl who's carrying us in a relationship. Like, you can be, like, if you're a stay-at-home dad, I understand that. But I'm talking about boys who didn't apply themselves in high school, college, whatever, didn't even go to college, don't have a degree, unless you had like a certain circumstance that prevented you from going to college. Like, some people can't afford college. I'm more understanding with that. I'm talking about you had the opportunity, you had the means, and you just blew it off. Like, you're like, nah, and then you don't have a job. And you're living with your parents because you didn't want to go to college. You had the opportunity, you just didn't go. I don't like that. I'm not gonna date you. I'm not gonna be with you. I want a man with motivation. Is that so much to ask? Stay tuned, because on Friday I'm gonna be posting why girls suck. Yes, girls, I am calling you out. Please don't hate me. Oh wait, you already do. Everybody hates me, but I'm okay with that. I don't know why. I'm such a nice person in person. Like, talking to a camera and on the internet, probably not. That's okay, social interaction scares me. Now to the part of the video that everybody hates. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave comments, or do whatever the heck you want to do with this video, and I will respond. I will be happy, and I know you want to make people happy, unless you're a really crappy person, which is quite possible. There are a lot of those people, but you know, I'm gonna assume you're a very nice person. You're on the internet. Don't prove me wrong. Anyway, bye! I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it. Oh, I just ran into my hamster's cage. I'm a great parent. I would much prefer talking to a camera than talking to real people. I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Hey friends, I'm Marie, and I'm about to break down why boys suck. I don't like this. Looks like we're starting over. Okay.